Okay, so I've just started the webinar for the Oxford MBA Fundamentals. This is the programme webinar, so hello to everybody that's coming in. We'll just give it a minute for people to join us. So thank you for joining us from wherever you are in the world. I know that we have an international bunch joining us today, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you for joining. Just some housekeeping to start. This meeting is going to be recorded and we'll be sending out the recording to you at some point afterwards, so you can watch back if you need any further information repeating. Okay, I think we've got enough people joining us now, so I shall move on. Okay, so joining me today, I'm Lindsay. I'm the Executive Education Consultant at the University of Oxford. Very nice to meet you. And with me is Bianca Cooper. I'll let Bianca introduce herself.
Hi everyone. Yes, so I'm Bianca. I recently completed the Fundamentals Programme back in December. So yeah, finished up in time for the new year. And I'm here today to sort of share my experience and answer any questions from a student point of view. And in my normal life, I am the head of sales and marketing for a chiropractic platform and consultancy.
Fantastic. Thank you, Bianca. Okay, so today's agenda, we'll be talking about the programme, so what you'll gain, how you'll learn and how to manage your time. We've got the module structure and overview for you. We'll talk about the faculty and the types of support we can offer, the networking opportunities, the online platform. We'll show you a little sneak preview of it and the key dates and next steps. We're going to have a Q&A at the end, so if you have any questions as we go along, you can write your questions in the chat and we'll address them at the end. Those questions could be to me or they could be to Bianca about the programme. Okay, so a quick overview of the programme. It's 10 weeks long, it's totally online, and the cost is £3,500. If you're being funded by your employer, we can also provide invoices, so you'll just need to get in touch with us and let us know your situation. It's designed for busy professionals to balance their work and personal commitments. For entrepreneurs who want to grow their organisations. You might want to enhance your leadership role, drive your business performance and accelerate your career growth, and we can help you with that. The programme itself is asynchronous, so you can learn and study at your own pace, at your own time, although we will be giving you deadlines to reach within the week. You're enriched with activities, tutor-led discussions, and also some live sessions where you can communicate with your peers and ask the tutors questions. The programme will be a deep dive into the core business disciplines such as strategy, marketing, operations, business analytics, finance and economics, leadership, organisational design, and impact. So a real packed 10 weeks. So what you'll gain from the programme. So along with the essential understanding of your key business concepts, you'll also practice critical thinking skills. You can make well-informed decisions that will drive your business growth. You can enhance your leadership and management capability, leading your teams with greater skill and effectivity. You'll combine what you already know with new learnings and find solutions for real business problems. You'll be better prepared for the future business and navigate challenges such as digital transformations, sustainability, environmental responsibility, and new ways of working. Also touch on diversity and inclusion. You'll gain insights from the faculty of thought leaders that we have here at the world's leading university. So Times Higher Education just ranked us first again for 2025, so you'll definitely be in the best hands. You'll be with a global network of professionals from multiple industries, sharing ideas and really learning from each other's experience as well. You can study anywhere while you balance your work and personal commitments. If you're in the UK, you can also accrue your CPD hours for your professional development, and the digital certificate of completion has some really special, unique gains, which I'll talk a bit later on. Okay, so we've got a poll for you now. We'd like to hear from you. What's your main reason for choosing the programme? So is it building your leadership skills? Is it a general upskill? Maybe it's the networking opportunities or qualifications that you can gain from Oxford, or maybe it's the CPD hours. So I'll give you a minute just to fill on the screen. Oh, we've got some lovely results coming in. Yep, general upskilling. So really good if maybe you studied a while ago and you want to just refresh your skills. That's also a really good one we can help you with. Leadership skills, yep. Okay, I'll end the poll and let's have a look. Okay, wonderful. So general upskilling, definitely. It's a very popular one there with 80% of you. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so Bianca, let's hear from you. What was your main reason for considering this programme?
Yeah, absolutely. The poll is an interesting one because you're going to gain all of them essentially. But my biggest reason for coming onto this program in particular is really because the amount of changes that are happening in business. It doesn't matter if you're in a small business or if you're in a larger organization. Now we're under so much strain, whether it comes to technological changes or how we strategize or globalize. There's a lot of information out there, and I felt that I really needed to upskill myself because I hadn't studied in 10 years. So it was a way for me to sort of update my skills, but it was also what I like in particular about this course is you got insight into every single discipline within the business. And it doesn't matter if you're in sales or marketing or IT, we had people from all different areas. Having insight into how all of these areas work together to make a business successful today was actually really insightful. And as a leader, regardless of whether you have a management title or not, you're still a leader within your role. And having that knowledge when you make new strategies or implement new changes was really valuable. And that course really gives you that 360 look into how successful businesses today research. I won't go into all of the details because I'm almost giving it away. I'm so passionate. But my main one really was upskilling, but I did gain all of these areas. So yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, most of our students as well say that the influence from the professors, so you've got the academic side, but also the industry professionals that are there really making the program special. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's research that Oxford are doing right now. So, it's not a program that was written 5 years ago and it's now out of date. It's real research, and it's a really great benefit to learn from, world-renowned academics, as well as some great tutors as well.
Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go on to how you learn. So as we said, the structure's 10 weeks. Within that 10 weeks, you've got the first week, which is your orientation week. So you'll get to log on and meet your other peers, maybe have a session with our support team, just to check that everything's all in place for the next 9 weeks, where you have some pretty intense modules. The recommended learning time is around 10 hours per week. This might vary. If you want to take more time, there's more additional reading to do, or if you want to zip through it quickly, that's also an option, but generally around the 10 hours. You'll need a laptop, a good connection, and a headset. The content itself, it's easy to access with all online modules. So you've got a mixture of videos, quizzes, infographics, and text. You've got a weekly live session from the tutor. So these generally happen once a week around lunchtime, UK time, and these are recorded. So if you can't make them, you can still watch back at any time, and up to 6 weeks after you've finished the programme, they'll be available to you. On top of the weekly sessions, we've got live webinars. There's a couple of those led by the Oxford Programme directors. So again, they'll be sharing the recent research and you can ask them questions. And it's a real sort of chatty, interactive moment for you there. With the assessments, you've got tailored tutor feedback. So the assessments themselves, you've got 3 in total. They make up 90% of your grade. You've got 9 quizzes for each module, and that makes up 10% of your grade. And the overall pass mark is 50%. So Bianca, we see this structure, it looks a bit scary, all of it together. How did you manage your time and the assessments and just obviously working and studying at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was a little bit of an adjustment, especially if you have quite a full life anyway. The first thing is really to sort of understand if you can get extra time. So some people would get some study hours allocated from their work. And I think a lot of workplaces are happy to accommodate that. So that could be a good option as well. But for me, I wanted to give at least a few hours in the evenings to dedicate to this, because as Lindsay said earlier, you know, you could choose to whiz through the course, but if you really want to get the most out of it, I would really encourage you to make sure that you do the additional reading, and you do get really involved in the group discussions as well, which isn't included in this time. It's sort of like an extra added bonus because it really opens your mind up a lot more and it helps you with your assessments as well. So I would always say to plan more time, but once you get into week 1, week 2, you'll start to get into a rhythm that works for you. But yeah, it was a little bit of an adjustment, but there's a lot of support there as well. So there's always a customer success team as well who are there to help you if you do need help to sort of manage your time a little bit better. So don't be afraid to ask for extra time. But I would say to always give yourself extra time for the assessment weeks. So every few weeks you'll put in an assessment, and I know there that you know, the 50%, like we said on the last one, it doesn't sound like a lot, but you still need to remember that if you've not been in education for a while, you need to readjust back to writing up your references and doing your additional reading and getting your evidence outside of the course for these assessments as well. So sometimes just getting that brain working again, but honestly, within a couple of weeks, you're back into study mode, and it's a habit again. But as you say, it does take a few weeks to get into a habit. And that 50%, you know, this is still Oxford, as I said before. It's meant to challenge you, shall we say. So you do still need to really apply yourself to all of the areas to you know, achieve that. And at the same time, you want to grade as high as possible, really, because you'll be surprised at how much you can achieve on this. And the grades that I was surprised at. I got better and better over time. But yeah, other tip there is to always read your feedback from the tutors and learn from it so that you can improve your next assessment and your next assessment, because the data between me and the cohort did show that we all, you know, got better and better over the weeks. And that's because the feedback is just awesome. So yeah, manage your time, but give yourself extra time, because the stress, you don't want to be under stress if you're working and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had a little sneaky point that there's an extra additional points for completing every single task. So that's a nice one. Don't miss the extra point. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, lovely. Thank you, Bianca.
You're welcome.
Okay, so a little bit more about the module structure. So each module has 3 units and they'll go through this pattern. So the first one is about fundamentals of today. You look at topics within the discipline, why they're important to organisations today. The second part, you'll apply it to the world. So really nice real life examples and case studies as you go through. Unit 3 will have fresh ideas for the future. So you're learning, considering the upcoming issues and developments in the issues. So each module will go through each of those patterns. This is in the brochure that we have, and if you didn't receive a brochure or you'd like another copy, just pop in the chat and we can make sure that you receive one. I'll read through it for now. So we've got Block A, which has the first 3 modules and the assessments. So the first module is business strategy, with strategic frameworks and innovative thinking. You'll formulate and communicate strategic recommendations and embrace new trends beyond conventional methods. Then you've got module 2, which is customers and marketing. So you'll discover how vital marketing is to the organization's strategic objectives and emphasize your customer centricity as the growth driver. Module 3 goes through innovation and entrepreneurship. So you're delving into the use of critical frameworks and assessing viability of business ideas. Then you've got to emphasize the importance of innovation and scalability. You've got the assessment breakdowns here, which go into 3 parts. So the first one is 400 words, part 2, 800 words, and part 3 is 200 words. And those assessments might be case studies or reflections. They change all the time as well. So as the up-to-date research comes in, the tutors change the assignments to match and keep it fresh. Okay, Block B takes you into module 4, 5, and 6. So you've got operations management with value in operations and aligning with business strategy. You'll adopt the process view for detailed analysis and identifying the waste and social sustainability. Module 5 is about business analytics, exploring the value of business analytics for modern organizations. So new trends in data, and just integrating analytics effectively into your business. Module 6 goes into finance and economics. So you're mastering fundamental finance skills. You're learning how to engage in impact investing and maximizing your outcomes. You'll enhance your ability to conduct evaluation analysis, so building financial models and applying these principles into real life scenarios. That's a lovely one with our finance expert, Pina, with an assessment including accounting and figures. A bigger assessment with this one, 1,000 words. I think 1,000 words was the maximum for any of the assessment parts. And part 3 is 200 words. Okay, the last block C, with module 7, you've got people and management leadership. So you'll recognize your leadership style, really reflective how to identify how you persuade and lead others. You've got the understanding of assumptions, values, artifacts that characterize an organization's culture and subcultures. You've also got module 8 there, which is the organizational design. So you're looking at key organizational strategies. You're learning how to match the right people and processes and optimize the impact for long term within your organization. So a nice reflective one there as well. The last one is our famous impact from within. So it's going back to your individual level through your business impact and into the wider world, how you can adopt those approaches that suit your business context and create value for your current strategies. You've got the assessment block as well with 200 words, another 1,000 words, and part 3 is 200 words. So you see the 3 assignments are broken up into smaller pieces as you go through the programme. Okay, so the biggest challenge now, we want to talk about challenges. What's the biggest that you face in your career right now? So it might be managing people and the leadership skills that just to make some changes. It might be the decision making, scaling of the business, or understanding business finance. So I'll give you a minute just to fill in the poll. You should be able just to pop it on the screen. Okay, we've still got some results coming in. Okay, so let's have a look. The biggest one is, yep, strategic decision making, scaling the business close by, understanding the business finances. Yep, so those are all really challenging situations that need the up-to-date techniques as well. Bianca, would you say that it helped you, or the program helped you face the challenges that you had? Like maybe you could share some
Yeah, absolutely.
insight.
Yeah, I would have to agree with the majority really about the strategic decision making, because we have to make a lot more decisions in businesses than we did have to 10 years ago. So it's about being able to bring all of the information you need together. And what the course has taught me to do is it's taught me to, first of all, take a breath, and then use frameworks which are quite simple, but simple frameworks that you can apply to get the information that you need to make the changes that you need, right? And it's about understanding businesses now. We've got so much data, but we don't know what to do with it. We don't know what it means. And the business analytics module, for example, will help you understand how to read that data and to do more with it to then grow your business. So really, all of those points really tie into each other, but it all comes from making a decision. And I would say that it's definitely helped me do it, because rather than get so wrapped up in it being overwhelming, I now have frameworks I can apply in every scenario and every part of the business to quickly diagnose issues and create solutions. So it still has that creative element, but now I feel more confident that I'm making evidence decisions, and then putting my creative flair on it as well. So that then allows you to lead people better. That then allows you to grow your business. And then the finance and economics bit, well, it's good to know about that, but you're still going to need a finance and economics person within your business. So they all sort of tie into each other, to be honest with you. And I definitely think that this program really will help you in all of those areas. But it's just about that getting that confidence in yourself and giving you some tools to use really, in today's world. So yeah, you're going to be sorted, guys. Sign up.
Fantastic. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. And you've really noticed an improvement in your business practices as well, haven't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And I think what's interesting is, in terms of the leadership skills area, it's literally sometimes the smallest changes that can make the biggest difference on your team, as well. And it's just helped me understand how to lead people, and I guess how to lead myself. And some of the frameworks from our assignments we've implemented into my business, which have saved our business time, money. So really, the investment for your employer, if they're paying for this, has been huge. That we've way more than made the fees back for this, because it's given us really helpful insights to navigate through all of the challenges, that we face and continue to face, really.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, that's really good news. We have a few questions about that, about employer funding and everything. How did you approach that with your employer?
Absolutely. So I would, to sort of break this down, because I know everyone's going to have very different situations and reasons for coming on this course. They might be selfish. They might be to just help, because you're interested in it. But actually, this course covers so many areas. So sit back and think, what do I need, and how does it benefit the business? And how I did it was, I looked at our business's mission critical priorities. What are they? What are the business objectives? What does your annual report say that the business is looking for in the next year? And how can this course benefit the business to hit these objectives while I get to upskill myself? Now, I'm lucky my employer is really keen on continued education, and he's very flexible, and there's not as much policy around it. But if some of you are in larger organizations, there may be policies around it. So make sure to read your policy and write your proposal based on that, but tie in how it's going to help you in your role, and how it's going to help the business save time, save money, because that's all businesses want to do, right? And then, yeah, tie it into the business's goals. Now, we could run through examples of that, but really it's going to be a task for you to just go away and scribble things down on paper. And then I just put it in a very nice, very polite email to my boss. And to him, you know, there was no question the benefits far outweighed the cost. However, if you just throw it to them, then maybe not. You need to make sure that it is beneficial both ways, which I guarantee you, once you've done that exercise, it will be.
Yeah. And that's why I'm here as well. So if you'd like to discuss anything like that with me, we can set up a one-to-one and really talk through your situation, your employer, and we can help you with that as well. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Bianca. That's really useful.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's talk about the faculty and the type of support you'll get. You've got the support team and the tech team and everybody to help. But I wanted to mention about this really unique mix that we have of, we've got the Oxford professors. So we've got the experts in financial economics, we've got the marketing, strategic management, program management, organizational behavior, operations management, entrepreneurship and innovation. So these are the professors that are leading on campus. So they teach on campus and also online. So we've taken the snippets. Important to note, though, that this programme isn't valuable for the academic credits. So if you're looking for credits that will lead towards your next academic adventure, we do not provide any academic credits, but you can have a good chat with the faculty from the campus MBA. So with them as well, we've got industry experts. So I just wanted to do a little explanation of the type of experts that we have. We've got Shushma, who's the co-founder of Deep Planet. So 15 years international experience building innovative products. So she pioneered the first AI geospatial data programs. We've got Srin, who's a tech entrepreneur, who started the Airbnb that you might know and love, that we all do. He's also a corporate lawyer and has a genetics degree, so very educated chap. We've also got senior vice presidents from Hertfordshire Healthcare. We've got the chief academic officers also from Hertfordshire Healthcare. And we've got Alex, who is all about clean shipping innovations, so really focusing on those global environmental large-scale deployments of envirotech. So not just the academic research, you've also got these industry professionals, experts who will be leading your weekly webinars and tasks. Oxford, obviously, we've got the cutting edge research and latest thinking supported by your programme director, who will be Andrew Stephen, professors of marketing. So lots going on, lots of faculty to support and influence and teach you throughout that programme of just 10 weeks. It's so much to fit in. Okay, so networking opportunities. You'll join the global cohort of professionals. So not only engaging in the live sessions and group discussions, you'll also be able to chat. So we've got various tools for chat on the platforms and also outside the platforms. You'll join the Side Business School alumni network, which comes with massive benefits that go on for a lifetime. And you can attend the reunions at Oxford University campus. So Bianca, I know that you had a lovely time with the networking and the alumni. Can you tell us a bit about your experience with the alumni network? How does it work in actual real?
Yeah, absolutely. I think coming into the program, you know, if anyone's done an online program before, you're like, how are we going to network online, right? But something that's a really strong part of Oxford's history and culture is networking, right? So if you were to do a master's degree or any degree in Oxford, you're going to be put in a college with a lot of different people from all over the world, and that network is going to carry you through life. So that's a huge part of Oxford. But how do they translate this online? To be honest, I wasn't sure. But It absolutely works. So we're in a sort of a platform where we're able to chat and connect with our cohort, and we have networking sessions. So everyone's expected to go in, introduce themselves, where they're from in the world, what they've done, and really get to know each other. There's such a huge emphasis on that. And at the end of all of our live sessions, and I do say that you should always go to the live sessions, you're going to get opportunities to have a breakout and discuss new topics and network with your peers. And that's actually where a lot of great information came out. We were, people from, all over different industries, different professions, that had different perspectives that really opened your mind up. So it's good from a professional standpoint, but also from a personal standpoint. I felt really supported throughout this because there was always someone online when you were up late doing your assignment who was just there to share support. And it's really beneficial, and it's also continued out with. So you will become part of the alumni afterwards. You're going to get into the LinkedIn group. There's exclusive events in person and online where you get to continue learning and continue networking, not with just, the dozens of people on this program, but with is it over 20,000 alumni that have been on these programs. So the opportunities that come from that are endless, and we've all stayed in touch, and a few of us had a little meet up as well at one of the events in Oxford. And it's really just given us connections for life, because when you're a leader, often you can feel lonely, and it's because you feel like you're the only person that has all this responsibility. And now knowing that you have dozens of people in the same situation that have maybe had those experiences before that are there to support you, it's just great. And to me, it's continues the learning forever as well. So it's really, really valuable. And I'm not just saying this is not really the experience you're going to have with other institutions or other programs. This is what makes this course special. And it's so inclusive as well. It was just really lovely how we all bonded. So absolutely make the most of that. And, that extra half an hour, may give you tips and hints for whatever issues you're having in your business at the end of these calls as well. So yeah, just, really get involved in it. Yeah, it was wonderful.
That
Made
sounds
lots of
great.
friends.
Lovely. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, amazing how the online platform can actually create live.
Yeah, and guess what, guys? You'll probably have the chance to see me at the next reunion as well. So, get signed up.
I'll try to get a ticket for that one as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lovely. Okay, so here's the platform, talking of which. We use Canvas here, so it's an online platform that's super easy to use. It's sort of a one-click as you go through. You'll see here the main page, which has tiles to keep you on the right track. The material's released as you go through, so you can't get lost, and it's easy you can't break Canvas, so it's easy to navigate. You'll always get an overview and a welcome and move between the pages as you go. And there's also a list of live events, so you'll have the whole calendar there. The calendar and live events will be released during the welcome week, so that's all set up within that 10 weeks advanced notice, so you can really plan your calendar around it as well. Yep, and the interactive videos and everything, they're all connected with the links within Canvas. So very simple to use, and you won't get lost as you go through. Okay, so this is the certificate of completion that you'll get. At the end of the program, you'll have to provide us with an ID that's in date and valid. Then we will release your certificate, and this is a special certificate because it's a digital badge and also a certificate, so you can add it to your LinkedIn. It's got lovely email embedding options, or you can put it onto your website. It's also got digital credentials, so it's fraud prevented, and used with metadata, so you can really communicate the value to your employer. They'll have to verify it, and it's got fraud protection at bank level security. So it's shareable, embeddable, and really will showcase your competencies if you add it to your CV or any other social media that you might want to share, and just simplifies the verification of your ability and that you've developed your professional advances with us at Oxford. Okay, so we're here to the next steps. The application deadline is the 12th of May. And the start date is the 14th of May. So you've still got time to enroll. Enrollment's very simple through the links, or you can click here to scan the QR code there, as you see. I think our lovely Emily's going to put it in the chat as well for you all. The entry requirements for this programme, we don't have any strict entry requirements, so it's quite unlike any other Oxford programme. We just hope that you have the professional experience to really enjoy and get the most from the programme. The fee is £3,500, but we have a special 10% discount for all of the attendees today. You've got the code there at the bottom of the screen, so just make a note of the code and you can use that when you get to the checkout cart. The discount is valid until almost midnight on the 12th of May. So you won't be able to use it with any other start date. You just need to use the code at the checkout. So only one per enrolment. We also do group bookings as well. So if you are part of a large group or your employer would like to fund a few of you, please get in touch with us at the email address there on the screen. It's the online exed at SBS. We can offer some other arrangements for group bookings. If you'd like to book a call with me, as I said, I'm happy to share and talk through any situations or any questions. You can contact me with a link in the chat and book a meeting via Teams. Okay. I think that's everything from the information part, lots of information there. It's time for your questions. So you can write your questions using the chat. And let's have a look. They could be to me or to Bianca. Okay. So the first question we have is collecting the certificate. So the certificate, it's digital. And it will be sent to you via some special links that you'll have to fill out at completion of the programme. So our support team will help you with that. You don't need to actually come to the university. It's all online. The exact start of the May intake. Yep, so it's Wednesday. I think it's 11 o'clock the materials are released. So on the 14th of May, the week before, you'll get an email with the login information, and then 11 o'clock, you can expect things to be released. We do have some other start dates for the programme for the rest of the year. These aren't actually released yet, but I'm expecting it to be around July and October. For now, we're dealing with the May intake. So after that, you can check the website for the next dates. It's usually a couple of times per year. Just to note, though, if you're thinking about a later intake date, that 10% now is pretty much the only time that the discount will be available. So I recommend joining this one with that discount.
Yeah, I think there's one here from Sidra. Also, I was just reading the chat. It's nice to see that we have people from Karina from Berlin, Antonin from Mauritius. Wow. Japan as well. So really nice global cohort, which is great. And that's what you should expect on this as well. Sidra, I'm just giving this a quick read. So you were talking, okay, so obviously I think Lindsay had already said that, this isn't a degree as such. But if your friend is looking to transition into the business industry, this would be a nice program just to get up to date with topics and really understand if that's the direction that they want to go in as well. There was someone on my course, so he was a software engineer, and he just got to the point in his life where he's like, I want to move into consultancy, but I need to get up to date and, see if it's for me. And it was very interesting to watch how he was sort of switching this analytical mind into more of a business mind, right? So he used it for that purpose. And I know that he actually went on to get a job in consultancy after it. So I would say it's helpful for that and as a stepping stone to say, okay, maybe I'll go do my full MBA after this. Because for me, I would like to do my MBA, but I also wanted to get back into learning and see how I cope if I've been out of it for so long. So this course will do absolutely no harm for your friend if they're looking to get into business as well. Hopefully that answers your questions. What kinds of businesses were used as case studies in the program? So that's really interesting. So we had a travel company that was for essentially for accessible, almost like a booking accommodation for people with accessibility needs. And that case study was that then Airbnb. Oh, am I? Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to share the case studies actually.
Didn't go in too much details, but we know that the
Too much
Airbnb.
details, but a variety of different businesses, from commercial products to services and so on, startups and bigger organizations. I'm not too sure how much I'm supposed to say. So they were very interesting and very fun. And another one is you get to use your own company in some of your assignments as your case study as well. So that was actually really great. And in terms of the cutting edge research, so again, I'm not sure how much I can share, but of course, AI is the biggest talking point right now. Companies are being sort of forced into learning it and using it, and companies are often in fear about it. And I would say that this course helped us understand how it can be used in a safe way to protect the business, to protect the users, and how it can be a good thing, and how we can teach our customers it's a good thing, or how we can use it to save our operations time and money. Another thing that would be cutting edge was the space economy, and I knew nothing about the space economy until this course, and that was really eye-opening as well. And on top of that, it's learning like leaderships, but you're not just learning, you're learning traditional leadership styles, and you're learning new traditional, no, not new traditional, new leadership styles as well, which were quite interesting because I think a lot of companies now are dealing with different generations of people who like to be managed differently, and how can we strategize and treat everyone the way they want to be treated within a workplace, as well as going into equity, inclusivity and stuff as well. So that was probably a huge one, and that's something that we need to bring into every area of our business as well, is inclusion, and that was huge. And I've already done a lot of EDI courses in the past, you know, into how can we be more equitable as a business? Are we, diverse enough? Not just within our business, but within our marketing. Are we inclusive enough? And that's super valuable, because if you're going to be successful in any business, you really need to have those social values there as well. And that integrity will actually make you more successful as a business. So there's some really interesting points that I got in terms of that. And then,
when it comes
yeah,
to the assignments, there's a really interesting question about how long do you have to complete the assignments?
you've got to manage that yourself. So, what the tutors recommended, each block you've got a few weeks to do, is to within each block, you've got a few different areas that you need to cover and a few within that as well. So basically, they wanted you to do each part of your block every few days so that you had roughly a week and a half to work on your assignment. However, you should do all of the blocks before you jump into the assignment because they all work together. So I would say give yourself at least a week and try to work through each block every 3 days if possible. And I hope I'm using the terms right because there's I got that mixed up quite a lot.
Yeah, no, the blocks are there. That's perfect. Thank you. So that's really nice. How many people are usually on the program? So we have, depending on what time of the year it is, I would say between 20 and 40, and then those are broken into groups. So that's what you're looking at there. Is there a way to accommodate scenarios? Yes, okay. So if you go away for 2 weeks, it might be a bit tricky. Remember that you can study and access the materials from anywhere you are, and you can study what time you have. So try to organize your schedule so you're not sort of flying about, jetting about the world, but definitely we can help you if you need an extension. You'll just need to communicate that with the success team. But 2 weeks out of the 10 weeks would be quite a large chunk, so we recommend choosing a time that you can really get the most from the program. Okay, what was the maximum amount of time dedicated to the course in any given week? So Bianca, that's for you. How much?
Well, here's the thing, everyone learns differently. And if you're not long out of education, you probably, as we said earlier, you've got that learning head on. But when you're in, I've been out of it for 10 years and I'm working a 9 to 5, I have my dog, I have my gym. So, it was hard to sort of, I guess I needed to give myself more time because my head is more full and it was hard for me. It's almost like when you go on holiday, right? It takes you 2 days to calm down from that. So if you're in that learning mindset already, 10 hours is great. If you've been out of education for a while, it's going to be an adjustment, but it depends on the person as well. But what I would say is, for me, I have some attention deficit issues, and there is a lot of accommodations that Oxford are happy to make. So if you do have, anyone from the neurodiverse community and you may need more time or accommodations, they are so supportive. And that's something that's not a weakness either, by the way. It's something that you're totally supported within. So if you do need a bit more time, don't be scared to speak out. Do not suffer. So for me, I give myself double the time every time. And sometimes I only studied 1 hour that night, but I still gave myself 2 or 3 hours. So it's all depending. And also what you'll find is some of the modules, you're like, I've got this. I've got so much experience in the leadership one. And you do really well. And, whereas the finance and economics, I gave myself a bit more time for that. So it's all very personal. But if you ever do get to the point where you're overwhelmed, your customer success team are awesome. They're your friends and you can open up to them at any point. But the maximum amount of time to answer your question, I would probably say double, 20, the 20 odd hours. But that was
that's the great thing, isn't it? That you can choose to do all the additional reading and really go deep.
Yeah. You want to get the most out of it. And for me, I didn't just want to pass. I wanted to get the top marks. And by the way, I did. I did.
Congratulations.
Believe it, right? So for
Wonderful.
me, but
Yeah.
that was a personal challenge and a personal choice. So I wanted to give it that extra time, but there was other people, who would still pass and not need that at all. So it's a very personal choice, but make the most of it because this is fun. It's not, it's challenging, but in the most fun way. It's like when someone picks up running and they're like, I've never been a runner. And then you're doing a 5K, 10K, and you're like, wow, look at me go. And that's what you'll be saying when you pass your finance and economics module. Wow, I didn't think I could. Yeah, I can. It's good. It's fun. So I enjoyed it. It's not really, it
Fantastic.
wasn't a sacrifice of time for me. It was really enjoyable.
Yeah, but I think that's part of with the orientation week as well. The success team will introduce themselves, and you'll really be able to communicate with them about your situations as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're open to everything. Okay, we've got a question from William here. Is there a link between the certificate and the executive MBA or MBA enrollment? That's a really good question, William. So the program isn't worth academic credits, so it won't get you sort of a foot in the door for the MBA, the full MBA. Although some of our programs are connected, so it will be, you know, obviously you'll join the alumni and you'll be able to talk with the tutors. So it doesn't promise you anything, but it will obviously help your next steps.
Step in the right direction.
Step in the right direction, exactly. Okay, let's just double check. We've got, I think that's pretty much all of the questions. Yeah, it's so nice to see so many of you from everywhere. Okay. Yeah, the specific times and dates will be released during the orientation week. So that's something that they always make sure that you can plan ahead. Okay, so I think that's all the questions. If anybody has anything, please write it in the chat. Thank you. It was really nice to meet you all and hear your questions. Please do get in touch with me or the team if you have any further questions you'd like to discuss. We're very chatty here, so you can get in touch with us.
So much gratitude in the chat as well. But yeah, I'm excited for you guys. It's quite transformative. And that impact from within, obviously there is that module on impact within looking at the business. But what really that means is it means like it starts within you. So when you change, it's going to have a positive impact on your business, on your colleagues. And as I said, sometimes it's the smallest changes, but this is really, really giving me a lot of confidence moving forward to do more programs. And hopefully my MBA soon. So yeah, it's on the horizon, Lindsay.
Oh, brilliant. Yes, and you get a discount on further programs, don't you? So we have quite a range of programs, and alumni also benefit from the next one. So start with this one, then you can go move on.
And there's discounts if you're alumni for more programs as well, if you want to do more as well. So yeah, lots of benefits.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay, so I think we'll wrap it up there. I'm aware of the time. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. I hope we've answered everything. Like I said, get in touch with us if anything else, and we look forward to you joining us in May. All right.
Best of luck, guys. See you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.